Hello and thanks for joining us. This is the Signature TV News Update. I am Marvelous Obomman. Now in the headlines, many fear dead as gunmen storm Umuahia, Abia State. Socio-economic rights and accountability projects kick against requesting Nigerians' international mobile equipment identity by the Nigeria Communication Commission. Reactions trail the Senate's 15-year jail term proposal for those paying ransom to kidnappers. And now the details. Many were feared dead when unknown armed men on Friday stormed Umuahia, Abia State, shooting sporadically and causing panic amongst residents. Traders and motorists in the area took to their heels to avoid being hit by stray bullets. Number of casualties are not known yet, but a tricycle operator who pleaded anonymity claimed that 2 lives were lost, including that of a police officer at the Okpara Square. He stated that the police officer was killed during a gun duel between the police and the bandits around the busy Okpara Square, Mission Hill Road. It was learned that policemen had put up resistance when the gunmen attempted to attack government assets. However, no official statement has been made by the police in the state. Socio-economic rights and accountability project has kicked against the directive by the Nigerian Communications Commission that requires Nigerians to submit the international mobile equipment identity of their phones. The NCC had announced that the directive aims to curtail the counterfeit mobile phone market, discourage mobile phone theft, enhance national security, protect consumer interest, increase revenue generation for the government, reduce the rate of kidnapping, mitigate the use of stolen phones for crime, and facilitate blocking or tracing of stolen mobile phones and other smart devices. Reacting on Twitter, Serap described it as illegal, adding that it amounts to mass surveillance, which is contrary to the 1999 Constitution. The rights group urged President Buhari to direct the Nigerian Communications Commission to immediately withdraw the illegal directive, asking Nigerians to submit the international mobile equipment identity of their phones. The Senate on Wednesday proposed a 15-year jail term for whoever pays ransom to kidnappers in the country. The bill, according to the Senate, seeks to amend the Criminal Prevention Act 2013 with a new section that criminalizes payment of ransom to bandits and terrorists. Some Nigerians have condemned the proposal as they wonder how the bill should propose such punishment without the government first taking care of the security challenges bedeviling the country. Signature TV correspondent Chibuezobi spoke to some residents in Abuja.
That bill cannot stand. We don't support that bill. So what is government? What is the responsibility of government? Is it not to protect life and property? So now, individuals now want to protect their own citizens, through paying ransom, and government is saying that they will face 15 years in prison. For what? It's wrong. It's wrong. That is not, in fact, that is a very wrong bill to even bring on board in what is happening in Nigeria. That bill is wrong. They should find solution to insecurity in Nigeria. All the money they have been investing in buying, doing all what they do to fight security challenges, they should prove it to Nigeria, not to send us to jail.
For me, I don't support it, and I'm not in support of that, because the government is supposed to do what they're supposed to do to prevent this to happen in the first place, and they are not doing it. And for instance, they kidnap your child or your wife, and government is not doing anything to rescue the person, and you have your way. Why don't you get them out? Because you have the money to pay.
The government has not put in place security measures to prevent kidnapping, and in the cases of kidnapping that has happened in the recent past, we haven't seen the government been up to the task in bringing back the children who have been kidnapped, or even the adults who have been kidnapped. So you can't tell people not to pay the ransom when you can't actually get the people for them back.
What effort have they made towards putting an end to this insecurity? You understand? I, for one, if they kidnap any of my relation, if I have the ransom, I will pay so that my person will not die. They will not kill my person. You understand? They've not done anything to stop the insecurity. And they are talking that anybody who pay ransom will be jailed for 15 years. For what reason? I can't look my person and I have the ransom to pay, and I will allow him to die or to be killed.
It's like they don't even value us as human in this country anymore. If just for example now, when maybe they kidnap my relative or maybe my son, my daughter, I go and pay ransom to get my loved one back, they will say I should go 15 years imprisonment. It's not right, it's not good. So even the country say, what are we even gaining?
The Kaduna State Government and the Nigerian Labour Congress on Thursday signed a memorandum of understanding following a reconciliatory meeting facilitated by the Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige. The meeting was to resolve the ongoing rancor between the Kaduna State Government and the Nigerian Labour Congress. Signature TV correspondent Chibwez Obi was at the meeting and now reports.
The Nigerian Labour Congress on 17th of May 2021 had embarked on a 5-day industrial action in Kaduna State to protest the retrenchment of workers by the state government. The union at the meeting had accused the Kaduna State government of unlawfully sacking of workers, compulsory retirement of workers on grade level 14 and above, compulsory retirement of workers who have attained the age of 50 years, reduction of the staff strength of local governments, and casualization of workers on grade level 1 to 6.
This action was like a matter of last resort because we thought that workers had been thrown out and there was nobody to speak for them. And we have gotten evidence. And that's how that action was pronounced. We have never shied away from discussion or social dialogue. As I speak today, out of the 36 states of Nigeria, no state has ever, in the current dispensation, sacked numbers to the tune of the figure we have received without respecting the provision of this law.
However, the Kaduna State government had debunked the accusations, ascribing them to political opponents of the state government.
In line with the commitment of the state government to have a public service that will be an effective vehicle for the implementation of programs, projects, and activities of the administration, a public service revitalization program and renewal program was launched. Your Excellency, this is a document, is well consulted along with the organized labor in the state. The current government of Kaduna State was elected on a platform of change that recognized the central role of the public service in delivering public goods and promoting public governance. Because of these, all issues, all reforms that were being implemented in the public service were aimed at really trying to reposition the public service to effectively assist the administration in delivering public goods to the generality of the people of the state.
After a lengthy closed-door meeting, in the MOU, the parties resolved that since all the issues raised fell under redundancy, the principle of redundancy as stated in Section 20 of the Labour Act of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 should apply.
The meeting agreed that all listed issues fall within the ambit of redundancy, and in consonance with that, we resolve that the principle of redundancy, as stated in Section 20 of the Labour Act Cap 1, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, LFN, should apply. 2004 should apply. The meeting resolved: 1. To constitute a 10-man bipartite committee. In Labour parlance, bipartite. It should have been tripartite. But here, the Kaduna State government It's both the government in the state and is also the employer. So it's now bipartite. This 10-man committee will comprise 6 representatives of the state government, 3 officials of the NLC, and they are to engage further with the objective of reverting with a work plan on how to integrate the provisions of Section 20 of the Labour Act, Cap L1 LFN, Law of the Federation 2004, to resolve this impasse between the state government and the NLC. The committee is expected to revert with their work plan for peaceful resolution on all contentious issues to my office on or before close of work Tuesday, 25th May 2021. No persons shall be victimized on account of his or her participation in the industrial action. This is the document we have here, and that is the document that is our memorandum of understanding.
The meeting had in attendance the head of service of Kaduna State, Mrs. Biratu Mohammed, the Kaduna State Commissioner for Local Government Affairs, Jafaru Sani, the President, Nigerian Labour Congress, Ayuba Waba, the Deputy President of NLC, Najem Yassin, and the Honorable Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, and other representatives from both parties. Chibwes will be in Abuja for Signature TV.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Enugu State has commended officers and men of the Enugu State Fire Service for prompt response to 2 fire outbreaks in its offices in the state. The INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner, Dr. Emeka Onomadu, gave the commendation while speaking on Friday in Enugu State. The headquarters of INEC in Enugu State was on May 16th set on fire barely 4 days after its offices in Oba in the Udenu local council area was also affected by another fire. Onomamadudu noted that the prompt and timely intervention of firefighters from Enugu State Fire Service drastically reduced the impact of both fire incidents in their offices. And now moving over to business. The National Bureau of Statistics and the Company Income Tax (CIT) paid by breweries, bottling and beverages companies rose by 329.48% in the first quarter of the year. The CIT is charged at a rate of 30% for large companies with more than 100 million annual revenue, according to the Finance Act of 2019. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics in its company income tax by sector report for the first quarter of 2021 revealed that CIT for consumer drinks increased by 329.48% from 542 billion naira in the first quarter of 2020 to 23.26 billion in the second quarter of 2021. There was also a significant quarter-on-quarter increase as the revenue more than doubled from 11.11 billion in the first quarter of 2020. The chemicals, paints and allied industries remitted CIT 53.93% more than the previous year's remittances. The federal government's revenue grew from 230.20 billion naira in the first quarter of 2020 to 354.36 billion naira in the first quarter of 2021. However, there was only a slight increase in CIT from the fourth quarter of 2020, as it grew by just 0.24% from 35.352 billion naira. And now on the foreign scene, the European Union intends to invest $1.2 billion to build COVID vaccine manufacturing hubs in Africa. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen made the announcement at a summit in Rome. She said the European Union will also donate at least 100 million doses of coronavirus vaccines to low and middle-income countries by the end of the year. At the COVID summit in Rome, one of the leading vaccine manufacturers, Pfizer-BioNTech, announced it will make 2 billion doses available at a lower cost to poorer countries over the next 18 months. The meeting in the Italian capital, which was partly virtual, seeks to coordinate global efforts to combat the pandemic. And now for entertainment. Nigerian singer Teniola Apata popularly known as Tenny, has dropped a new single titled Save the Day. The new song coming after the success of her previous album is to sensitize people about the COVID-19 pandemic. The singer brings the message about COVID-19 home with some relatable information on how to protect oneself and save the day. Tenny has continued to pull the weight of fame with her style of music since she broke into the limelight after her single, Fagin, was released in September 2017. And now for sports stories. Lionel Messi will miss Barcelona's final La Liga game of the season against Eibar on Saturday in order to enjoy a rest before the Copa America. This is according to a statement by the Barcelona Football Club. The Argentine, who is still in contract negotiations with Barcelona, was given permission to miss training on Friday by coach Ronald Koeman, and with the club now out of the title race, will not play in their away fixture against Eibar. The Copa America, which was postponed from 2020 because of the coronavirus, begins in Argentina on June 13th with the final on July 10th. Before we end the news, a recap of our major stories. Many were feared dead when unnamed armed men on Friday stormed Umuahia, Abia State. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, kicked against requesting Nigerians' international mobile equipment identity by the Nigerian Communications Commission. Reactions trailed the Senate's 15-year jail term proposal for those paying ransom to kidnappers. Remember, safety and security begins with you. Be patriotic. Report any suspicious activity to law enforcement agencies. Please stay safe. And that's the Signature TV News Update. On behalf of my producer, Damilola Abudu, I am Marvelous Obomman. Thanks for watching.